Most people associate St. Patrick to Ireland as our main patron saint. But are any of you aware of a very special goddess, a beautiful ancient goddess who bravely made it through the transition of ancient pagan Ireland to Christian Ireland, and whose name is still very much admired, adored, and is stronger than ever before? I am so excited for this episode, especially dedicated to this absolute magnificent goddess of Ireland. Long before Christianity in Ireland, many goddesses and gods were worshipped in ancient pagan Ireland. And one of these very special goddesses is a triple goddess associated with poetry and inspiration, healing and transformation, and smithing, the creation of tools with iron and fire and creating metals. Brigid, one of the greatest goddesses of pre-Christian Ireland, is being celebrated more than ever before. On the 1st of February, also known as St.Brigid's Day, is also the celebration of Imbolc, which is on the 1st of February, making the midpoint between the winter solstice and the spring equinox. It symbolizes the beginning of spring. If you know, and if you are somebody who has lived in Ireland, when the 1st of February comes around, there's a little excitement in the air. The daffodils are starting to pop up. You can see spots of yellow all around the country, and I used to get very excited when the 1st of February came around. That long, cold month of January is ended and the beginning of spring starts to bloom. Very exciting. The days start to get longer and a celebration begins. Now, St. Brigid's Day, or St. Biddies Day, as we call it in Ireland, wasn't an official public holiday until 2023, would you believe? Which is also curious, because even though St. Brigid is associated with Christianity, her roots are in ancient pagan history. A triple goddess of inspiration, poetry, healing, transformation, and fertility. People used to call upon Brigid, the ancient goddess, for the cow's milk, for the production of the land. It was the sacred feminine that people used to call upon when they invoked Brigid and prayed to the gods and the goddesses. So isn't it curious that it's an official holiday as of 2023, very well aligned with the rise of the sacred and divine feminine, as we remember our traditions and the sacredness and the divineness of our feminine creation, our creativity, art, our voice, reproduction, the sacred mother and the divine mother, our Mother Earth. That makes me so excited and so proud that Ireland has christened it a public holiday, because St. Brigid, the goddess Brigid, really does deserve it. So, as a tribute to Brigid, I'd like to read out a text. I have a list of academic and historical sources that I can also put in the show notes, but one important figure in Celtic goddesses was Miranda Green. She writes about warriors, virgins, and the mothers in Celtic religion and pre-Christian origins. Moira Herbert especially talks about the transition from goddess to saint, and Daihi O Hoigan, which is absolutely perfect and excellent resources for the story of Brigid and her transition from goddess to saint. So when we talk about Brigid, we're not really talking about a woman who became a saint. We're talking about a goddess who refused to disappear. Long before Christianity arrived in Ireland, Brigid was already here, woven into the land, the seasons, the fire and the hearth. Her words carried the breath of poets, creativity, literature. She was one of the greatest goddesses of pre-Christian Ireland, a triple goddess associated with poetry, inspiration, healing, sacred wells, the fire of the forge, the hearth, and transformation itself. Brigid belongs to thresholds. She lived in the moment where winter begins to loosen its grip, where light slowly returns, and where something new stirs beneath the ground. Her festival, Imbolc, celebrated on the 1st of February, marked the beginning of spring, when the ooze begin to give milk, when nourishment returns, and when hope quietly re-enters the world. And then Christianity arrived. In many places, goddesses were erased, demonized, or silenced. But Brigid wasn't destroyed. She was renamed, reborn. She was christened. She became Brigid of Kil Dara, abbess, healer, miracle worker. Yet her symbols remained untouched. Her sacred fire continued to burn. At her monastery in Kil Dara, in Ireland, a perpetual flame was tended by women for centuries, echoing an ancient pagan fire cult. The site itself was sacred long before the church arrived. Kil Dara, the Church of the Oak, built beside a tree that had always been holy. Her wells remained places of healing. Her feast day stayed exactly where it had always been, February 1st. Her protection of the poor, the sick, and the land, and the animals continued. What changed was the language, not her essence. The goddess became a saint. Divinity became humility, and sovereignty softened into service. And yet Brigid endured. She bravely endured. Today, many scholars believe that Saint Brigid and the goddess Brigid are inseparable. That if a historical woman existed at all, she absorbed the goddess so completely that the two became one. Either way, Brigid was never erased. She simply learned how to survive. And that's why she's returning now, the goddess version. Just a quick interruption to say thank you so much for taking the time to watch this episode today. I appreciate every single one of you. Those of you who have been here since the beginning, and those of you who are new. And I'd like to kindly ask if you could subscribe to the channel if you feel called, and if it's convenient for you, and if it's something that you'd like to do in support of the channel. Please subscribe to the channel. I'd also love to hear your comments in the comments, and if these episodes have helped you in any way, or if it's something that you found insightful, I'd love to hear your comments and see your likes in support of the channel. Thank you so much again, with my whole heart, from my heart to yours. Now back to the episode. In times of ecological crisis, creative awakening, and deep longing for connection to the land and body, Brigid rises again as fire, as inspiration, as healing, and has remembrance. Oh, getting goosebumps. She reminds us that spirituality doesn't have to break from the past to evolve. Sometimes it remembers itself. Brigid is the flame that never went out, the goddess who became a saint, the bridge between earth and spirit, and perhaps the part of us that remembers how to belong again. Very grateful for that text. I'm very appreciative of all of those resources, which I'll list in the show notes as well. So, the goddess Brigid has always been honoured through simple, embodied acts, kindness, showing love. Typical Irish qualities, actually. Our ancestral quality of giving and supporting and helping and just friendly neighbourhood gestures is an absolute perfect way to remember Brigid. Care is the word that comes to mind when I think of Brigid. Care and respect and love for our body and for the earth and for Mother Earth, for production, for creation, poetry, literature, speaking our truth, showing our feelings, and being able to express ourselves without any fear is what really comes to my mind when I think of Brigid. If we'd like a little ritual to help remember Brigid, we can light a candle. We can put a bowl of water beside it so that we have fire, water, then earth. Could be a plant from your house, or you can go into nature and do this. So we have fire, water, earth, and the word care. Take a deep breath in, connect inwards, come home to your heart, come home to yourself, and repeat out loud. I enter this moment with respect. I remember those who came before me. I make space for what's returning. It's not about calling St.Brigid in or the goddess Brigid in. It's about remembering that she's always been there. As you sit in silence and look at the flame, think of Brigid. Think of creativity, of warmth, transformation, and repeat, Brigid of the flame, keeper of the hearth and the forge, awaken what is ready to live again. Brigid is healing. She's the wells, the milk from the cows and the goats, the eggs from the chickens, and she's care. Another way to honour Brigid would be to write a poem, sing, show your voice, speak your truth with care. And you can repeat, I'm learning to trust my creativity. I'm growing and trusting my timing. The most important part of Brigid's legacy was living devotion. How people lived, caring for the vulnerable, honouring the earth, trusting their creativity, respecting the land, and keeping words honest and live. Thanks to words being carried down through our mouths, through the telling of stories, do these myths, or were they really myths, through these old truths and ancient stories, they've been carried down through the centuries, through our lineages, and through our ancestors. So, from my heart to yours, thank you so much for listening.